How's it going, Starseekers? My name's Gotcake, and in this review we're going to be taking a look at Switch and Shoot, an arcade high score chaser with retro-inspired vertical shmup gameplay and a control scheme which sees you both shoot and change your direction of travel at the press of a single button. The game was created by Matt Glanville, who has also released two other games that I've reviewed. Singled Out is a shooting gallery style arcade game where you have a limited time to identify and eliminate targets based on 3 facial feature clues, and Ghost Grab 3000 sees you chaining together ghosts and destroying them whilst navigating through a bullet filled screen. You'll find links to both these reviews in this video's description. Also, before we get started, I've got a key to give away for Switch and Shoot, so if you're watching this before Sunday the 5th of July 2020, then keep watching to see how you can enter the draw to win it. So as we hit the main menu we get some decent sounding chiptune music and some great looking border art. If we first take a look at the extras menu, this contains all the game's settings, your gameplay stats and the game's credits. In the options menu we have the audio settings, a toggle to turn the border art on and off, and a tape mode setting, which if you're not familiar with rotates the screen so it can be played in portrait mode. Taking a look next at the colours menu, we have a bunch of settings which allow you to tailor the game's visuals to your liking. First we have a palette swap menu which changes the sets of colours that you want to use. We only have 2 available to start with, but more can be unlocked by completing sectors. Next we have a colour preset menu which contains some pre-made settings to change both the background and sprite colours using your selected palette. And finally we have several options which allow us to manually change the colour of each sprite and the background. And we can quickly reset the game to its default colours. We can check out our gameplay stats in the extras menu, and lastly we can view the game's credits to see everyone who worked on it. Heading back to the main menu, it's worth noting that you can also switch between palettes and colour presets using the L and R buttons, and switch tape mode on and off by pressing the plus or minus buttons. So beginning a new game, we can see our ship will begin to move automatically in one direction. When it reaches the edge of the screen, it'll then re-enter from the other side. The game's controls consist of a single button and you can press either A, B, X or Y to shoot and at the same time change direction. Each enemy that you kill awards a single point and your total points for the run can be seen at the top of the screen. Enemies travel from the top of the screen to the bottom and stay there for a few seconds before disappearing, and the game will end if you collide with one of these enemies. Following your death, the leaderboard will be shown and the randomised name of your pilot will be next to your score if you manage to make it onto the leaderboard. Now I'm not going to lie, the control mechanics in Switch and Shoot take a lot of getting used to, and to begin with your gameplay experience will likely be similar to what you see on screen now. Like me, you'll probably get very frustrated as you try to get to grips with the timing required to control your ship and attempt to shoot enemies, and I found it was like trying to pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time. Confusing at first, but you slowly get used to it. Once you do get used to it, you can start focusing on the most important aspect of the game, and that's grabbing the power up that falls every 5 seconds or so. Picking up one of these will fill one of the slots on your power bar seen at the top of the screen and improve the projectiles that you fire. Firstly by making them larger, before enabling you to fire multiple projectiles at once. If at any point you miss collecting one of the power ups, then you'll lose a power level, dropping your projectiles to the previous level. And the longer that you survive, the faster enemies will begin to appear, so it's advisable to collect power ups as fast as possible. Now eventually after countless deaths you'll manage to gain 5 power ups and the transition phase will begin. Your weapon becomes a laser beam and red barriers will appear either side of the play area which will kill you if you collide with them. You have to try and stay alive in the centre of the screen for a few seconds before collecting a final coin which will activate hyperdrive and take you to the next sector. Entering the next sector will drop the enemy spawn rates down again and you basically repeat the process. In Sector 2 and beyond you'll see a shield power up appear which will protect you from a single hit, and every 4 sectors you'll enter into a boss battle with this giant alien full of tentacles which I was promptly killed by. Reaching new sectors unlocks additional pallets, and the higher the sector you manage to reach, the more of a percentage bonus will be applied to your points when you die. So now before I get onto my opinions on the game, let me quickly tell you how you can enter the draw to win a key for Switch and Shoot. All you need to do is simply subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comment section below which upcoming indie games you're interested in seeing reviews for this month. Now I don't usually do comment down below giveaways, but I think this will be the best way for me to get an idea of what you guys want to see on the channel. The winner of the draw will be announced on Sunday the 5th of July 2020, so you only have a few days for this one. So when it comes to my gameplay experience with Switch and Shoot, I'll start by saying it's the hardest Matt Glanville game I've ever played, and in fact it's the most challenging shmup I've played in a while. Other people might find it easy, but I just found it very difficult to focus controlling my ship, shooting enemies, and trying to collect the coins at the same time. The game is very fast paced, and missing a couple of power-ups or enemies as they begin to spawn faster usually ended in death, as they hit the bottom of the screen and I ended up getting trapped with no way back into the playfield. Now I really liked the retro visuals and the way in which you could customise the colours to your liking, and I think if the game included some sprite swaps, it would have also added an extra layer to this. On the whole, I found Switch and Shoot to be a fun arcade experience, but I think its level of difficulty may put some people off. I actually found a way to cheese my way through the levels to get to the boss, as there was no way I was going to be able to achieve this legitimately without putting a lot more time and practice into the game. I would have liked it if there was a difficulty setting to slow things down a little, and from the videos I've seen, the same boss is fought every 4 sectors, so the game could have benefited from having a few different bosses to face. So now we come to rating the game. Now I rate games between 1 and 5 stars, with a shovelware stamp of approval reserved for the worst games on the eShop. This rating is based on my own personal opinion on what a game has to offer in terms of gameplay and value for money to potential buyers. And for a rating I'd give Switch and Shoot 3 out of 5 stars. It's a solid arcade score chaser featuring some easy to pick up but hard to master mechanics that players will find very frustrating in the beginning but enjoyable when they get the hang of them. You can get the game from the UK Switch eStore for £3.49 or from the US eStore for $4.59. The game's also available on Steam and it's coming to PS4 and Xbox this summer. And that's it for this review of Switch and Shoot. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section below. As always, hit that like button if it helped you out, subscribe for future Switch indie game reviews, and jump onto the Star Seekers Discord to say hello. For now though, I just want to say thanks once again for watching, and until next time, game on.